Hey y'all, this is Jessica with Bless Your Heart. Let's do a double ombre tumbler today. We're going to start out with a 20-ounce skinny sublimation cup from Hog. I did do a light sanding and then just kind of washed it off with my alcohol. I'm going to show you two different ways to try to find center. We're going to do a vertical ombre today, one on one side and one on the other. So you can take your flexible measuring tape and go around the circumference of the cup and mark off where you believe center is according to how you math. We'll see in just a second. My math was not great, but it wasn't too bad either. So you mark center with one side, and then you use that mark to mark center on the other side. Once you think you've got it, you want to put your mark, and then I always put my fingers on those marks and see how close I am to them being completely the same on both sides of the tumbler. Another way to find center is to use these seams on your lid. Every lid I have ever used or seen has these little seams, and they should be pretty spot on. So I'm going to put one of the seams on one of my marks, and I'm going to flip it around and look at the other side, and you're going to see that I was off just a little bit, but my math wasn't too bad, so good for me. Now to mark off for my vertical ombre, I'm going to put this little piece of masking tape on the inside of one side of the mark. So I'm going to want the tape on the inside of the other mark. And that's going to give us the most surface area for it to be a true half and half. When I'm happy with what I think is a vertical, I'm going to move on to the next step. I'm just going to use a normal glue for my adhesive today. I'm going to do full coverage, top to bottom, side to side on this side of my taped vertical. For my glitters today, I'm going to use the glitters from Hobby Lobby from the Glitter Guy. I went in and just picked out a few that I thought were really cool and would go good together. This first side I'm going to use Obsessed and Sweet Dreams. Now we're going to start with our darker color on the very bottom, and I'm going to go full coverage on the bottom. And then I'm going to turn my cup almost vertical. Not completely vertical, and I'm going to aim for that top edge that I have already gone full coverage. And if I want my glitter to fall down a little bit more, I'm going to move down just a smidgen from that edge, and I'm just going to try to get it to kind of waterfall down into that section until I'm kind of happy with it. Then I'm going to go with the lighter color, full coverage at that top rim, and I'm going to do the exact same. I'm going to hold it almost vertical and aim for that top, but if I want it to go further down on the cup, I'm going to move it down just a little bit, but you always want to aim for above center, and that will genuinely give you a decent fade. For the other side, I'm going to use the exact same glue, full coverage on this whole side. And for the glitters on this side, I'm going to use Stardust and Siren. And these are also from Hobby Lobby. And since I use the darkest on the bottom of the other side, I want to use the darkest on the top of this side. And I'm going to go full coverage at that top rim, tilt my cup as much as I want, however far I want that fade to go down. And then with the lighter color on the other side, I'm going to do the exact same. Once you're happy with your glitter coverage on this side, we are going to immediately remove the tape. Now, I do not have epoxy on this cup yet. I just went in and did a few coats of polyacrylic to seal that glitter in. But after this layer of adhesive dries, I'm going to go and give it one good coat of epoxy. Now for these seams, I'm going to add some more glitter. I'm going to, right at the seam where all the glitter meets, I'm going to use Killer Tofu from the Glitter Guy. And over all of that, I'm going to use Glitter Craze Jewel as our chunky kind of opalescent. When you are using Mod Podge to do an ombre or a fade or waterfall of any kind, you want to overshoot where you think that your glitter is going to be. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a good layer of Mod Podge, and I'm going to put it well over where I want that glitter to be, where I want that glitter to fall, or anything that has to do with the glitter. You want it to be further out than what you think you're going to need. Then I'm going to go in with that Killer Tofu right at the seam line where all that glitter meets up, and I'm going to try my best to camouflage that seam just a little bit. Once I get that laid down, I'm going to go over all of that space with the jewel from Glitter Craze. This is going to fall however it wants, wherever that Mod Podge has gone, and that's going to be okay with me. I'm going to put it on both sides of that seam that I have laid that Killer Tofu down. I'm not going full coverage. I'm not just piling it on. I'm letting it kind of cascade around the curve of that cup, and that's going to give us that kind of waterfall look. And once that Mod Podge dries, we are going to epoxy until smooth. And here we go. I'm not real sure if I'm going to do anything else, but we'll see. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.